So Genghis Khan has obviously taken the lead here. The thing is, though, we might see a consolidation of East Asia because Korea and the Philippines are both going after China, which kind of needs to happen because Beijing is going to fall to Genghis Khan eventually if someone else doesn't take it over. But as I said in the last one, you never know with these AI-only battles. For example, in the previous battle, we had England take out like to 7 cities really fast, really early in the game. It was a naval campaign, and then they just sat there for the rest of the series. They didn't do anything else. So it's something to keep in mind that we could see that same thing from the Mongolians. They could just sit here and not do anything else. Part of the thing is when an AI takes over a lot of cities early, they sometimes end up having to play the rest of the game just catching up, trying to fix their happiness or whatever it might be. Now, one thing to take note of is that Mongolia has these 2 cities puppeted, as well as Shanghai is still under occupation, still producing unhappiness. Why is that? Until a courthouse is built. So they actually annex this. They're just building the courthouse. Something to keep in mind because they might annex these. Nothing really, not a really big deal there, but we just need to keep that in mind. Mongolia could sit here for the rest of the campaign and not do anything else. But we do need to see someone probably take over Beijing here. Someone else needs to kind of come into power in the region if just in case Genghis Khan goes crazy and starts attacking everybody. Wow, that's a surprising one. Russia going after the Huns. So the Huns have obviously lost quite a few troops, and Russia is stronger than ever before. This is very interesting to see the Russians maybe going after the Huns, and they might have some pretty big success here. I'm surprised the Ottomans haven't done anything. The Ottomans are right here to the south. I think we might see the Ottomans join in after the Russians take over this westernmost Hunnic city, and then that might leave the Ottomans with the capital, which would be a big deal. Morocco and Assyria have declared war, and then Morocco and Ethiopia. Those are pretty far away. That's pretty interesting. Still want to see exactly who's going to end up taking over Thebes. Morocco and Portugal have peaced out. Anything happened there? Nope, nothing happened there. No one with deep sea sailing. We'd need to keep that in mind. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. England made a landing in continental Europe. There you go. They haven't been colonizing Scotland or Ireland, but hey, at least they made a landing. We might also see Rome potentially take over Paris here. Carthage and Arabia are at war. That is an interesting one. Why did they do that? Rome is sending over a lot of ballistas and only 1 legion. They're going to need some melee units, but actually that's about it. That's all the Romans have in terms of their military, so that could be bad. Sweden has given up, I think, so no one's going to take over Denmark. We have Portugal and Arabia now going after Rome. That's what I figured because they were really, really weak. More people going after Morocco. So this is where people need to be careful. Portugal played the right move here. He's let a lot of the big powers that have Maria has let a lot of the big powers that might have been threats to her in Europe at some point. They've let them go to war, and now she is ready to attack while they're really weak. Rome was looking like Rome was going to be the only, I guess Augustus would be the only person to stand up to Maria, but not so much anymore. There's also a coalition against Morocco too, something to keep in mind. So who is going to take this over? It looks like it's going to be Arabia. Yep, it will be. Bam. Arabia took it over, which is overall probably a good thing. Keeping things spread out, and Arabia needed that 3rd city finally. Carthage is only at 1 city, so is Morocco. So a lot of civs are declaring war on the 1 city civs. No one taken over the Ashanti just yet. So many units in this game. So if Arabia is smart, they'll utilize those Ethiopian composite bowmen and use that to the best of their ability to go in and kind of swoop in on the next Egyptian city. We'll see if that works. Rome is pieced out with France, and France is pieced out with Poland too. Okay. Shocked. So we actually might even see the English attack from the north to the south to Paris. Yeah, because they just moved. Oh my gosh. Okay, so France, England, Egypt, and Arabia now after Morocco. Actually, that's not too big of a deal. We'll have to see how many units the Portuguese send over towards Rome through the Mediterranean. Well, it might not be that much. Oh, look at that. Boom. We didn't even realize that Salzburg had been taken over or had been given. So Austria gave up that city to Portugal. Anything else was given up? No, nothing else. Ooh, so now Portugal's looking good. Portugal looking better than ever before. We've never seen a powerful Portugal like this before, especially not in Europe. So we have Rome. I'm spying on Genghis Khan. If you didn't see that, Mongolia is plotting against Rome because Rome has like no units. I mean, they've got some ballistas. They need to hopefully hold on to all those units, or else this is going to be bad. Once again, Korea's declared or peaced out with Japan. And those turtle ships. Ooh, so this might be very, very bad for China. They've got turtle ships coming. There's no support coming from the Philippines. Remember, the Philippines are also at war with China. So we have ranged and those turtle ships. I'm sure that those won't be the only naval units. There's a pikeman coming from the north. It's going to be close. I think Korea has a possibility of taking over Beijing, but it's still going to be close. This is all open terrain too, so all these ranged boats will be able to get an attack in. The Philippines and the Koreans might have some sort of a friendship going on because of this trade agreement. That's not necessarily true, but yeah, something like that. Let's see what they do. Let's see how much damage is done. So they instant healed. Not that much damage, actually. Not as much damage as I would have thought. This might be bad because Korea might do all the work while Genghis Khan walks in to Beijing instead. That's a possibility. Or I guess Philippines could do the same thing. That is a possible. That is also very possible. Lots and lots of units all throughout the Middle East. So it looks like Ethiopia has given up on their advancing on Egypt. And it's going to be just Arabia. So Arabia's got multiple archers, a pikeman. They could have some success here, especially with this swordsman that is embarked. This isn't a very defended city with only 16. Oh, but that's the thing. Arabia's going after Rome. That's not smart. Do you have any close melee units? Not really. You don't really. Zulu's still just sitting by the Congo. That might be their only opportunity to gain another city. Mali going after Morocco, but nothing too big there. Spain has built a big, big military, and as some of these Portuguese cities are not really defended, the problem is that Spain is right in the thick of it. They're right in the middle. England's still going after Paris. Nothing else happening to Denmark. Denmark's going to survive, I think. Genghis Khan is plotting against Siam. How's Russia doing against the Huns? They've gotten a few cities into. They've got one city into the red, but that is it. This would be a good city for them to take over, actually. The complete collapse of the Huns to the Russian Empire would be a very big deal to stop Mongolia, especially because those two big threats those are one of the first things I said in this campaign was imagine a Russian-Mongolian war as they both, consolidated right here in the middle. China lost its capital, bam, to Korea. That's another big thing. So we are seeing slowly, like this was kind of the theme. The theme of this episode was powers around Mongolia needed to consolidate, and we're seeing that right now. Ooh, and then the Philippines and Siam. I'm sorry, the Philippines and India going after Siam. Which the Philippines won't... the Philippines aren't really militaristic right now. I don't think anything's going to result from that. Russia pieced out the Huns. Okay, well, still they got themselves a second... of sixth city, I guess I should say. Still pretty big. And you got to remember that they've got 4 of these cities that they settled themselves. Which is the same, I believe, as Mongolia. 2, 3, 4... Yeah, they settled 4. They took over 3. So technically, I mean, on probably the production side of things, they're very similar. If they can hold on to this, and if Mongolia doesn't take over anything else, which they might. I didn't think that. Is India at war with Mongolia? I didn't remember that. Ooh, India now also facing their sights on Tibet, with Korea's side included. This actually might be really bad for India, because now you're facing 2 foes with consolidated armies. Ooh, but Vietnam is here. Oh, that's complicated. This region has finally broken out into war. It's about time. Waiting to see what Afghanistan does now. It was about time this region broke out into war. I'm surprised the Champa is still alive. They were in an unfortunate spot. I figured Indonesia wouldn't settle as much as they would, so I thought Champa would maybe grab an island or 2. Or at least Sri Lanka or something. Alright, well, I think the Vietnamese should kind of end some of the border gore. Mongolia and Korea now going after Siam. So this is a very smart pickup for Korea because now it kind of unifies their empire a little bit. The problem is that Korea's main, a lot of the progress or the military that Korea will have will be out in the Navy. So they won't really be able to protect some of these non-coastal cities as much like this. Well, I guess they've got 3 coastal cities, only 1. So I should say their 1 coastal city or their 1 non-coastal city is not going to be very, very well protected. Now the Champa are going up behind the Siamese So the big focus point are both Siam and India. So captured by Arabia, bam, 4 cities, and Egypt will probably get taken out here completely. So yeah, Siam and India, because Siam is dealing with 2 wars. Actually, not as much. India should be fine. It's actually Siam that's probably going to either fall to the Vietnamese or Champa here. I think India is going to be too focused on the Tibetan War to the north. Oh, Champa did get a second city down. They just did, at least. Well, good for them. And bam, thank you very, very much, Vietnam, for cleaning up the borders a little bit. I'm guessing that by turn 200, most of the borders will be kind of cleaner a little bit. Wait a second, what happened here? I didn't realize that. They actually managed to take that. I must have missed that notification. And that means that Rome's going to be pretty safe. I think they're going to hold on to this stuff. As long as no one else declares war, and as long as they continue to build troops so they keep their military numbers high. England's still trying to go after Paris, but not much success there. Rome is looking like they're going to be the threat to Portugal. Especially if Rome can get in with Spain. Ooh, that would be a very smart choice. I think it's only a matter of time before France falls. They're surrounded by way too many powerful foes. I freaking love this campaign. I'm so glad. So glad this was a successful campaign for them. I mean, to me, this has been very, very fun. I don't think it's going to slow down. We haven't even got to the fun part yet, where the colonization begins. And we're still a ways away from that. I mean, that's when things are going to get really crazy. So glad that we're having a good campaign. I really am excited. So I think Vietnam should take over the final Siamese city. I think they don't have any other colonies, I don't believe. Unless, of course, the Champas sneak in there, which is totally a possibility. Here comes Vietnam. All right, and that's going to connect the Vietnamese, too, as well. They're going to be able to use a road straight up here, right behind the mountains, which is actually pretty cool. So we're seeing some Eastern Asian civs kind of unite, Vietnam and Korea being one of them. Kind of consolidate a little bit. We've got Russia to the west of Mongolia, which is important. Now, it's only a matter of time before, like I said, these Indian cities will fall. Again, Indonesia declaring war on the Philippines. But I still don't think they're going to have too much success there. Anything else going on? Japan might be thinking about attacking Korea. They've had a pretty big rivalry for a while now. Or unless Japan might be going after the Philippines too. That might be a good idea. Japan and the Indonesians teaming up. Lots and lots of units in Iberia. Iberia is a focal point here. Denmark will probably fall. Still waiting for the Austrians to fall. I think that they will at some point. Yes, that's what I thought. Japan did intend to go after the Philippines. And Ethiopia. Did Ethiopia peace out with Egypt? I think they might have. Yeah, they did. But Arabia did not. So Arabia will be going after that. Ethiopia is going after Greece, I think, though. Or maybe that will be Carthage. Greece being the only European ballsy enough to go after the African continent, which might have been a bad decision. The Boer are also moving through Congo territory. Not sure for who or what. Yeah, I don't know who that is for. Let's go ahead and check in on the Japanese and the Philippines. Everything going on. Finally, I mean, this is pretty much a world war that's going on here, practically. We had the Koreans versus the Chinese. They took that over. The Siamese are about to fall. We've got Tibet and India. We've got the Indonesians and Japan teaming up against the Philippines. Not a world war, I shouldn't say that. A regional war, a continental war. For the first time ever, too. I knew this area was going to break out anyways. They just didn't do it. Genghis Khan is plotting against Assyria. So those are the little notifications that let me know that I don't know if Genghis Khan is going to be going into any efficient wars anytime soon. Maybe this will be after India. Maybe this force is being built for India. Still scary because, obviously Mongolia can easily take over these Indian cities as well as probably this Persian city. It's going to always be hard to take over Afghanistan because they're near the mountains and all these hills and stuff like that. Ethiopia getting up themselves a wonder. Babylon not having too much success. Now we have the Champa going up against the Philippines. I don't know if they're going to survive that. Well, I don't know if the Champa should be doing this. They should be focusing in on maybe trying to grab that Siamese capital, but I guess not. Let's see if the Vietnamese can grab that city now. Arabia piecing out with Rome. That should free up both of those nations to do other things because, there's no big success story that was going to come from that. So you got how many catapult? Oh, you have no more range. Actually, you could send that scout in. If that scout was a little bit closer, they'd have more success. Mongolia versus... Ooh, Theodora. They're going to get a city. Yep, they're going to go get that city. Sweden might have an opportunity of getting over towards like modern-day Finland. Did you just peace out Siam? They had to have. I don't think they're at war with anybody else. No, they're at war with Afghanistan. Oh, that was a while. They're at war. This is a big notification here. Genghis Khan versus is plotting against Korea. That's a big one. That's pretty bad. All right. Oh, the Champa are going to take this over. Oh my gosh. Yep, that will be the Champa that steal that away. Swoop. Or who goes first? Is it? I mean, it's possible if Champa goes first. No, that's not possible. No, there's no way. That city's getting taken over now. Babylon, Mongolia, Babylon, Assyria. Bam, there you go. Champa just automatically came back with 3 cities. I think the Philippines are going to be okay, but they're spread out. Eventually, someone's going to take over this city since the Champa have kind of blocked off this route. Champa have also enhanced Hinduism. There you go. So there's lots of big things happening. So the Philippines are knocked out of the game. The Babylonians might have a little bit more success with Assyria. Actually, not really. They have greatly fallen in terms of their military power. Yeah, they've fallen a lot. And what happened? Arabia has taken the final Egyptian city. So there you go. England and France finally piecing out. We've got Carthage and France, though. No big deal there. Arabia looking good as they approach Africa. But they're going to have to worry about the Ethiopians. The Ethiopians are going to be the big threat. Mongolia obviously going to have a lot of success no matter where they go. They have been building up a military, and that's really all they are doing is building up that military. Zulu and Carthage. And then we have the Oracle built in Afghanistan. That's going to give them a free social policy. Oh my gosh. Genghis Khan plotting against... Who is this? Who is this exactly? Oh, constructing. Oh, okay. I was like, I was confused if that was like the leader, like a name, a modded leader name or something. I don't know. Still no deep sea sailing. I mean, it's only turn 170, but still. Surprised the Zulu have not settled Madagascar. That's like the one place they really had a good opportunity to settle. The Boyars are doing very good for themselves. How's Rome? Rome is okay. Nothing else breaking out into Europe. Nothing really. The Huns somehow still alive. I thought the Ottomans were going to do a way better job than they have been in this series. They've done, I would say, pretty poorly. They could have attacked the Huns multiple times. Rome and Ethiopia now going back after Denmark. Let's see if Sweden tries it. Now, remember, Sweden is at war with Byzantium, so I don't know if they're going to be sending over troops towards their west. I think they really want to grab a hold here, which probably isn't a good idea, to be honest, because Poland is strong, too. So you kind of don't really want to go after Poland right now. You don't really want to be close to Poland at all. Look at Poland compared to Russia. That would be an interesting war. But I wonder how those two nations are feeling towards each other. I don't know. Russia has another settler. I don't know where they're going to put that guy at. It's probably going to be a bad forward settling somewhere. The Boyars in Carthage have pieced out. Oh my goodness. Never mind. Poland, Russia. Oh, geez. All right. Well, this could be the result of something really, really big happening in Eastern Europe. Whether that be Russia, it could be a stalemate. But if one of these two nations end up dominating this war, then this would be a really, really big deal. And that either Poland or Russia could be the ones that have to fight Mongolia at some point. But anyways, guys, I'm going to have to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.